Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Altaf Khan with a new topic of nervous system. This is one of the most important topic asked in the Viva VOC exam. Short essay come from this topic known as cerebellum. So very important to understand. We'll try to give you concept about the cerebellum. What is cerebellum, where it is located, what are its parts, how it functions. This is generally regarded as part of the motor system. Our human nervous system do multiple activities. It receives sensory information, integrate that information, then according to that it give motor commands. Motor system to move hand, to move legs, to move delicate movement. So any type of motor activity in them, there will be role of multiple parts of a human brain, in which most important one of this is known as cerebellum. Clear? So it should be clearly pronounced and it should be differentiated from an important part of the brain that is known as cerebrum. Clear? And cerebrum R is used, in cerebellum L is used. Clear? Cerebrum is higher part present in topmost portion of the brain, while cerebellum, which is our today's topic, is present in the hindbrain, below part. Clear? Near the brain stem. So what is its location? Location of cerebellum is this is present behind the pons. Cerebral cortex or cerebrum, below that is the midbrain, below that is the pons, then medulla, and after the medulla we have spinal cord. Clear? So behind the pons, in posterior portion, in hindbrain part, there is a large structure that is known as cerebellum. Clear? So this is its location. This is present in behind posterior portion of the brain, behind the pons. Now what are its parts? Generally cerebellum anatomically division is different, physiological division is different. Anatomically it is divided into 3 lobes. Clear? How many lobes? 3. One which is just in anterior portion, that one is called as in anterior lobe of cerebellum. Which lobe? Anterior lobe. Definitely behind the anterior lobe, the lobe should be called as posterior lobe. So how many lobes of cerebellum? Anterior lobe, posterior lobe, and this smaller lobe which is near to posterior and in posterior portion. Clear? This is known as a new name for you, flocculonodular lobe. So pronounce this 2 to 3 times to remember this flocculonodular lobe. 3 lobes: anterior lobe, posterior lobe, flocculonodular lobe. These are 3 lobes of cerebellum. This is known as an ancient part of brain which is concerned with the function of cerebellum, known as the equilibrium and balance. We will do that further. First concentrate on division. Anatomically divided into 3 lobes. Now what is our division? Physiological division. For that purpose we have to draw cerebellum there. Clear? Cerebellum is divided into that type of structure. If we divide this, there will be a central region and a peripheral regions. Clear? Its physiological division is different than that. Clear? That is called centrally. We see the cerebellum appear like a worm, earthworm we can say. This central worm like division of the cerebellum, if we check central part, This is simply as appear like worm, so called as vermis. What that is called? Vermis. Now if we consider the vermis as central, we draw a line here. This will divide cerebellum into one right and one left equal halves. These halves are known as, they form one half sphere, so these are known as two hemispheres. Clear? What these are called? Two hemispheres of cerebellum, one this and this. As these are hemisphere of cerebellum, so known as cerebellar, what? Cerebellar hemispheres. And these are not central, lateral one, so simply called as lateral cerebellar hemisphere. One this one, another this one. Clear? Now this portion is called, which is near to vermis on both sides, this is called as, sometime this is present in these hemisphere, but this is as intermediate between vermis and this lateral part, so this is called as intermediate zone. What this called, this red portion? Intermediate zone of cerebellum. Clear? So vermis, around the vermis on each side, two intermediate zone known as intermediate zone of cerebellum. This one is called as lateral zone. What that is called? Lateral zone. Clear? This is one functional division. Another functional division also derivative of this part. Clear? There are also many division of this, so there may be another division. Clear? In which we include what? If we check the flocculonodular lobe, that will be in this part, flocculonodular lobe. Clear? This one, which is anatomically this flocculonodular. Now we have drawn this cerebellum here, so it is divided into middle vermis, to intermediate zone, lateral zone. Clear? Flocculonodular, another functional division which is sometimes called, we will do that in its function also, so we will take that functional part in the end when we will discuss the function of cerebellum. Clear? Before this, this is a cortex made up of neuron. Clear? Cortex made up of multiple neuron. There may be neuron. So two type of matter will be present: gray matter, white matter. White matter means nerve fiber, gray matter means nerve nucleus. That will be present in this cerebellum. This is a large part, not a small part. So if we check the pathway towards cerebellum, from which part of the brain, which fiber coming towards cerebellum, so the fiber or pathway which are coming towards cerebellum means any collection of nerves which carrying information towards cerebellum, these are known as which pathway? From afferent pathway. Afferent means towards, they are carrying information towards cerebellum. Clear? So important afferent pathway we should know. One pathway which carry information from the periphery towards this cerebellum. Now pathway of cerebellum we should know they will enter in the cerebellum in three important physical structures known as peduncles of cerebellum. What these are called? Peduncles. One present superiorly, three peduncles. Through these three peduncles, cerebellum is attached with the other part. One upper part, superior peduncle, another middle peduncle, one inferior cerebellar peduncle. From them, fiber enter in the cerebellum and also leave the cerebellum. Clear? So these are called superior, middle and inferior peduncles of cerebellum are cerebellar peduncles. So that you should know. Then different fiber which are coming towards cerebellum, these are known as afferent fiber. How many type of afferent? This we should know for understanding the function of cerebellum. So important is कि tract coming to from spinal cord known as spinocerebellar pathway or spinocerebellar tract. One afferent means towards pathway is this one. This is again divided into ventral and dorsal. We have done in our previous lecture this ventral and dorsal spinocerebellar pathway. What they do? They carry different muscular information from spinal cord then come towards cerebellum. Clear? This aware the cerebellum, because cerebellum main function we said that this is concerned with motor activity. So first cerebellum should know the position of muscle joint, because we have to move things with the muscle and joint. So unconscious information, proprioceptive information from the muscle, joints, bone, they will be carried in this tract, spinocerebellar tract. Which type of information? Like tension in the muscle, movement about the muscle spindle, information about the joint receptor, Golgi tendon organ, all will come into cerebellum through this tract, spinocerebellar pathway or spinocerebellar tract. One afferent fiber. This is coming towards cerebellum to aware cerebellum about this information. Another olivocerebellar, known as olivocerebellar pathway. So olivocerebellar pathway is name indicate it will come from olivary nucleus and will enter in cerebellum. Now all these sensory information either coming towards the cerebellum, they will enter in cerebellum through these three peduncles. Clear? Now function of this information is basically to aware the cerebellum about the movement and infrastructure of movement. What is infrastructure of movement? Our muscles, proprioceptors. So cerebellum become aware of these, and also the message which is coming from higher brain motor area towards muscular system, that message also conveyed to the cerebellum. Remember that. So cerebellum is basically prepared for the movement purpose to execute movement. Clear? Another important thing, this cerebellum, from cerebellum attract also go to the spinal cord, and in the spinal cord they influence an important motor nerves which are known as gamma motor neuron. Now what will be the function of gamma motor neuron? Gamma motor neuron basically supplies the muscle spindle and have a role in muscle tone. So this also influences the muscle tone cerebellum. Clear? So still we are doing its structure. Now as we state, this central part was Verme's, these two are intermediate zones, another is the lateral zone. Now if we cut that cortex of cerebellum, suppose I take a knife and scissor cut this cerebellum, what I will get? I will get the cells which are forming its cortex. Suppose this is cerebellum, I am cutting like that. So we will see three layers in these cells, three layers, from outer, middle, inner layer. External is called molecular layer, another is called as Purkinje cell layer, third one is called as granule cell layer. So how many layers? Layers of cerebellum, these layers, I may draw this to aware you about these layers. So layers will be, suppose this is its cortex, we are going from lateral to medial side. So outermost will be molecular layer, middle one will be Purkinje layer or Purkinje cell layer, third one will be granular layer or granule cell layer. So 3 layers of its cortex, and also it has 3 layers in its cortex, and also it has 3 deep nuclei. How many deep nuclei? 3 layers of cortex, 3 deep nuclei. If we go deep, there will be collection of specific cells, cell bodies, collection of cell body inside the nervous system is called nuclei. So how many nuclei? 3 important nuclei which are present inside the cerebellum, deep inside the cerebellum, that from medial to lateral these nuclei also have some specific name. Now from lateral to medial, most lateral nucleus is called dentate. Its name is dentate nucleus. Clear? Middle one from lateral to medium, that is known as interposed nucleus. What is its name? Interposed nucleus. And most inner one, most medial, its name is fastigial nucleus. What? Fastigial nucleus. This is also important to understand for best choice question purpose and also for understanding the function of cerebellum. Now these are deep nuclei and 3 layers of its cortex. Now we need some space so that you understand this. Now this cerebellum, if I draw that cerebellum here, suppose this is cerebellum. One important feature you should know, always cerebellum, if this is left cerebellum, definitely there will be right cerebellum. Left cerebellum will always control left side. This influence same side, ipsilateral side of the body, cerebellum. This is the basic rule to understand its function. Now, all the information which are going towards the cerebellum, as we discussed, there are pathway like spinocerebellar pathway. We also discuss another pathway, olivocerebellar pathway. Now the fiber are also categorized. They have given the name to different fibers which are going inside cerebellum. So some fiber are going from olivary nucleus, which are called as olivocerebellar pathway, olivocerebellar tract. Some fiber are going inside cerebellum carrying different information from different part of body. Now remember the fiber, different nerve fiber carrying information towards cerebellum, scientists have given them only 2 names. Remember these, the fiber which are coming from olivary nucleus, what these are called? These are called climbing fibers. Why climbing? There may be a reason they seen them, these fiber, like someone is climbing a thing. Clear? So that should not be the reason. There may be some other reason, but maybe appearance of these fibers like someone is climbing a thing like a tree or any other thing. Clear? So simply remember, fiber coming from olivary nucleus are known as climbing fiber. All the other fiber coming from whole body towards cerebellum, enter in the cerebellum, are called as mossy fibers. So this is also another thing we discuss. It's 3 layer of cortex, 3 deep nuclei, 2 type of fiber coming, one from the olivary nucleus climbing, other from all other body known as mossy fiber. Clear? Now we will come to its basic functions. Okay, what it do, what is its functional division, that is also very important. So we should erase some ideas so that you easily understand this. Functionally, cerebellum is divided into 3 zones or 3 area or 3 part, we can say. 1, 2, 3. One part is known, first part called as spinocerebellum. Which portion is called as spinocerebellum? Now importantly, this central part, as spinal cord is in center, so central part of cerebellum is called as vermis. So remember this, vermis, plus its lateral zone. Along with it, what is the zone? Intermediate. Along with this vermis and intermediate zone, this is collectively called functionally as a part of spinocerebellum. And this maintains what? Central portion of cerebellum, vermis, maintain posture and also balance. So functionally, remember, one part of cerebellum is spine, its central portion, vermis, and along with this some intermediate zone. This is called, as this controls the posture and balance, this one is called spinocerebellum. One. Next, second portion of cerebellum is composed of, as we discussed, a separate lobe, floconodular lobe. The second part is consist of floconodular lobe. So floconodular lobe gave rise to functionally which portion of cerebellum? That is separate cerebellum known as vestibulocerebellum. Now very simple to understand its function. What is the function of vestibular apparatus? Name come like that. Vestibular apparatus is function is balance and equilibrium. So same function will be that type of cerebellum. This will also receive information from vestibular apparatus. Remember, so vestibulocerebellum, which is consist of floconodular lobe, that is concerned with the important function of cerebellum. Which function? Equilibrium and balance. Clear? So these are functional division. Now, most delicate function of cerebellum is what? That is to execute movements, delicate movements. When we are doing any motor activity, suppose I am painting, drawing a thing, clear, any delicate activity, walking along with a path, specific path. So when movement starts, basically start of the movement is function of this cerebral cortex. Then during the movement, whole movement is properly executed by cerebellum. That execution is its specific function. Planning and execution. This plans that which path should be followed by the body, which path should be followed by the body. Evidence of this is that, okay, suppose I close my eyes. I close my eyes and touch my nose. I can easily touch my nose even in the closed eyes. Why? My eyes are not seeing my finger, but still I am able to touch my nose. How? Because my cerebellum know position of my nose, my cerebellum know position of my finger, my cerebellum know where to start and where to stop this movement. Remember, that execution of movement is function of this third lobe, which is very important. This third lobe is called neocerebellum. What this is called? Neocerebellum. This is most important portion, and this is consist of, anatomically we will say which region is in this neocerebellum, that is this most lateral portion. Most lateral zone of cerebellum is gave rise to this neocerebellum. Its function is a very important function. It plans the movement, planning and execution. It means cerebellum have a sketch, have a map. Which map? Through which we have to move a thing. And during the movement, it corrects that movement. Okay, follow that path, not that path. Clear that? So this is important. It's functional division, spinocerebellum, vestibulocerebellum, new cerebellum. These are the things which you should know. Function, we discussed that. Easily for remembrance, we can do its function. See that I write down its name from capital C and the color is changed. C for what? Coordination. It's execute and coordinates. We can write down coordination also here. It is important for coordination of movement. Clear? Then this B for what? B for balance and equilibrium. Clear? Balance and equilibrium. This is also function of this. Now M for what? M for motor execution and also M for muscle tone. These are in nutshell the function of cerebellum. Coordinates and plans the movement, balance and equilibrium, also posture, maintain motor execution and muscle tone. Remember, these are all function of cerebellum. In nutshell, we have discussed its function. Now we will do, if the cerebellum, someone's cerebellum is damaged, what will be effect produced? Very important. So we will do that. Another important thing in this that may be asked, I will also do that. Cerebellum, if we check cerebellum like that, this will be central portion, middle portion, vermis intermediate zone. Now which area, as we discussed, central part maintains the posture. Clear? So the representation of body in cerebellum is like that. Central portion, vermis control that central region of the body, like our vertebral column, neck area, this, and joints. These axial lateral portion is controlled by limb. These are controlled by this lateral zone. This arrangement or sketch of the body, which area is controlled by which portion of cerebellum, this representation is known as homunculus. What this is called? Homunculus. So cerebellum also have specific homunculus. Clear? Homunculus show the region of cerebellum controlled by the represented by the part of that body. This control that one. This is simple to understand. Homunculus is more delicate in upper portion of brain, cerebrum. We will do in that also. In detail we will do that homunculus. Clear? Now suppose if someone cerebellum is damaged, what will be the effect? So clinical feature of first we will revise again its function. Suppose I said we give a task to a person, take that pen and we have drawn a straight line. Clear? We have drawn straight line, and after 1 yard there is a board. We said on that board draw 5 small circles and you have to go through that specific path. Clear? So before starting its moving, what will happen, when he will think about that movement, his cerebral cortex upper area, from that information will come. When he will start that movement, then his cerebellum will become active. So remember always, cerebellum starts functioning after the start of the movement. Clear? When movement start, then cerebellum execute that movement, correct that movement, correct the path for the movement. Ultimately, cerebellum have to first stop the movement where it should be stopped. Clear? Before the delicate activity is over, cerebellum still function. Clear? So up to the end it is function of cerebellum, but cerebellum will start working after the start of the movement, not before the start. Remember, so the patient which is having damaged cerebellum, if you see that patient, he will be all right, okay, we cannot diagnose him. But when we give him a task to write down a thing. When he will pick pen even, his hands will start vibrating. So first feature, most common, that will be tremors in that. Now tremors are also occur in some other diseases, but tremors of cerebellum, these are called tremors during movement, and when someone starts movement, intended to start movement, that type of tremors are called intention tremors. Clear? Which type of tremor? Intention tremor. Clear? Next के incoordination of movement will occur. Movements will not be coordinated. Clear? So that person will having incoordination in movement called ataxia. Clear? When that person will move, as the coordination is not, so the gait will also be disturbed. He will move in tilted fashion, rightward, leftward, then that person will go. That type of gait of the person is called like someone have been drunk. The drunk person is going, you can understand, he go rightward, leftward, tilted. That type of gait is specific in damage of cerebellum. This is called as drunken gait. Another feature of this is drunken gait. Now, will it maintain posture? No, that person cannot maintain posture, even not maintain balance. He may fall easily. That person will maintain balance even with the open eyes, but when he closes his eyes, they will be unable to maintain his balance. Clear? Another important feature of this. So, recall your memory, is the movement of eyes delicate? Yes, movement of eyes is a delicate function. So, if cerebellum is damaged, so the movement of eyes will also be disturbed, and spontaneous abnormal movement in eyes will occur. That is called as nystagmus. So, nystagmus is also feature of the damage of cerebellum. Remember, nystagmus occur. Tone is also lost. Clear? Tone of the muscle is also lost in muscle because tone is controlled by cerebellum. Atonia occurs. Clear? Another important thing, the person having problem in the cerebellum, his skeletal muscle will fatigue early than normal. Clear? That feature is called asthenia. Asthenia means early fatigue in diseases of cerebellum. So these are another multiple feature of this. Okay, if we check the knee jerk in that patient, knee jerk, normally the knee jerk is normal, but in case of disease of cerebellum, the knee jerk become move like a pendulum. This is called as pendular knee jerk. So pendular knee jerk is a feature of this disorder of cerebellum known as cerebellar diseases. Cerebellar problem in this type of feature will occur. Another important thing, how we diagnose, certain tests are performed for delicate movement, sometimes called as finger nose test is performed. The person is said to close your eyes, then touch his finger with his nose. Clear? Normally, see, I am touching my finger with my nose. But if suppose, unfortunately, I have a cerebellum, problem of cerebellum, what if my eyes were closed, the finger either will remain behind that nose, either will go over the nose. So it means cerebellum have an idea where to stop the movement. If early stopping occur in abnormality, the person will not get its target. If overshooting occur, the person will cross his target. So that type of problem will occur. So we may diagnose, someone asks about from the finger nose test. This is important. So abnormal finger nose test occur in the problems of cerebellum. We may see that the person when walks, after walking we may diagnose he may having that drunken type of gait in this problem of cerebellum. Clear? So these are in nutshell important function of cerebellum. Now these things which we discuss in today's lecture, that you should know about the cerebellum. There are multiple another thing in that ke what are the fiber responsible, which type of neurotransmitter, but in nutshell we have given you a clear concept about the function of cerebellum. So remember, cerebellum controls the movement after the start. It cannot start the movement by own, but the movement started by cerebral cortex are executed by this cerebellum. Clear? सो आज हमने डिस्कस किया इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग जो कि हमारे हाइंड ब्रेन में होता है, जिसको कहते हैं सेरिबेलम बी से, ठीक है। इसके एंटीरियर पोस्टीरियर फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोब होते हैं एनाटॉमिकली, और अगर हम उस कार्टेक्स को वहाँ से निकाल के रख दें, देखें तो भी हमें कैसे नज़र आएगा, सेंट्रल पोर्शन जो वर्म की तरह होगा वर्मिस, उसके साथ वाले पोर्शन इंटरमीडिएट जोन, मोस्ट लेटरली लेटरल जोन होते हैं, एनाटॉमिकल डिवीजन एंटीरियर पोस्टीरियर फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोब। इसके अलावा हमने आपको बताया कि फिजियोलॉजिकली ये डिवाइड होता है कि फ्लोकुलोनोडुलर लोब को हम कंसीडर करेंगे कि वो बैलेंस और वेस्टिबुलर सिस्टम के साथ होता है, उसका काम है बैलेंस और इक्विलिब्रियम, वो हमने कहा कि वेस्टिबुलो सेरिबेलम हमने उसको कहा। स्पाइनो सेरिबेलम हमने कहा कि वो पार्ट है जो सेंट्रल वर्मिस और इंटरमीडिएट जोन होता है। मोस्ट लेटरल जोन सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जोन है क्योंकि इसका कनेक्शन है सेरिब्रम के साथ। इसका काम क्या है, प्लान करता है मूवमेंट, और जब मूवमेंट हो रही होती है उसको कंट्रोल कर रहा होता है कि कहाँ मूवमेंट ने रुकना है, कहाँ आगे जाना है, कहाँ पीछे जाना है, ठीक है। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इसका काम है सेरिबेलम। अब इसके बाद हमने कहा कि अगर हम इसका सेरिब्रल कॉर्टेक्स देखें, ये सेरिबेलम है, इसको कट करें, कितनी लेयर्स हैं, 3 लेयर्स हैं, मालिकुलर, परकेंजी, ग्रेनुल, सेलर। फिर हमने कहा 3 न्यूक्लिया होते हैं डीप, कलेक्शन ऑफ सेल बॉडी, डेंटेट, इंटरपोज्ड और फेस्टिजियल न्यूक्लियस। फिर हमने आपको कहा कि ये इसके काम क्या है कि वेस्टिबुलो तो बैलेंस मेंटेन करता है, स्पाइनो जो है वो एक्सियल स्केलेटन में पोस्चर मेंटेन करता है, ये वेस्टिबुलो और जो है वेस्टिबुलो टोन वगैरह ये चीज़ें मेंटेन करते हैं। फिर हमने कहा न्यू सेरिबेलम जो है, जो हमने कहा सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट पोर्शन है, वो इन कनेक्शन विद होता है सेरिब्रम के, जब मूवमेंट हो रही होती है उसको एग्जीक्यूट करता है, प्लान करता है, ठीक है। अब हमने कहा अगर प्रॉब्लम हो जाए किसी के सेरिबेलम का तो बैलेंस मेंटेन नहीं होगा, वो उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल होगा बैलेंस से चलना, स्ट्रेट पाथ में चलना, ऐसे चलेंगे जैसे नशा किया हो, ड्रिंक किया हो, ऐसे चलेंगे। नेक्स्ट के उनके अंदर स्पॉन्टेनियस मूवमेंट ऑफ आई हो जाएगी, एटैक्सिया हो जाएगा, टोन कम हो जाएगी, एटोनिया, मसल जल्दी फटीक हो जाएंगे, एस्थेनिक होंगे वो पर्सन, पेंडुलर नी जर्क उनका होगा, और जो है अब सेरिबेलम को पता है कहाँ मूवमेंट रुकनी है। अब जब वो लोग मूवमेंट करेंगे जिनका सेरिबेलम डैमेज है, सपोज मैंने इस यहाँ पे टच करना है तो उनकी या तो मूवमेंट उससे पहले ही रुक जाएगी क्लोज आई से, या इस जगह से आगे चली जाएगी, और काफ़ी देर के बाद वो अपने ख़ास पॉइंट पे आएंगे, टारगेट पे जहाँ पहुँचना है। इसके अंदर ट्रेमर होता है, ठीक है, लेकिन वो ट्रेमर याद रखें 2 किस्म की डिजीज़ में मोस्टली बेजल न्यूक्लिया का ट्रेमर भी इंपॉर्टेंटली एग्जाम में पूछते हैं। बेजल न्यूक्लिया के प्रॉब्लम में ट्रेमर होता है रेस्ट पे, आदमी बैठा होगा हाथ हिलेंगे, लेकिन सेरिबेलम वाला जब बैठा है आप समझेंगे 100% नॉर्मल आदमी, लेकिन जब वो काम करना स्टार्ट करेगा फिर उसके हाथ हिलेंगे, हाथ पाँव उनमें ट्रेमर्स होंगे आफ्टर द स्टार्ट ऑफ द मूवमेंट, ठीक है। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टुडेज़ लेक्चर।